Most people think that they're in control of their thoughts, but if you actually listen to the voice in your head for like 5 minutes, you'll realize it's almost like a stranger trying to ruin your life sometimes. And sometimes I can get cynical, pessimistic, and negative, especially when it involves my own endeavors. Like, I may not have the confidence to do XYZ because I'm entertaining negative thoughts, right? And, the inner monologue in our head is our familiar voice. The consciousness, right? The voice in your head is so familiar to you that when you entertain negative thoughts, it becomes fluent with your everyday life. And eventually and ultimately, this is how you end up being a miserable person. Being cynical, pessimistic, negative, angry, always taking the stance of being a victim to society or yourself or to other people. And you let it control or override the monologue that is naturally in your head. And then this is what I'm talking about with misery, right? Something I've practiced in the past, and I wasn't consistent. I got off of it, and I recently got back to it now, and I made a small adjustment. And I'm finding myself in a way better headspace now for the past 30 days at least, right? 30 plus days. So I was thinking about what I just said about the familiar voice thing, right? And I thought to myself, Andre, if I'm going to keep adopting negative tones, I'm just going to keep training my brain to prioritize grievances or how someone slighted me or how this happened. Oh, she did me wrong. Oh, he screwed me over. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're probably thinking XYZ about me right now while I'm doing this. And this is all making me insecure deep inside when I'm dealing with people or myself. And, if my inner voice sounds like me and I am very, very familiar with it, maybe I should create an illusion. There are videos on YouTube that I don't really find useful to me, okay? Respectfully. But these videos are called positive affirmations, right? These videos, it's like 10 plus minutes of some random person saying stuff like, I am loved, I am wealthy, I am confident, I will always do my best, etc., etc. But, the reason why I don't find them useful is because, I don't know, maybe this is due to my stubborn nature. But I got this random person who I don't even know a single thing about. I don't know their accolades. I don't know what they've accomplished in life, telling me who I am. This is like someone with poor eating habits telling you how to eat healthy. Why would I listen to you? This is like someone who is broke telling you how to make money. Who are you to tell me this? You can't even apply it to your own life. So what makes you think you'll convince me that this will work for me? And no disrespect to those channels making affirmation videos, but I don't know. You could be some random person living in your mom's basement with $7 in your bank account, lonely, sad, and playing League of Legends all day and having a 10% win streak while you got stains all up in your gamer chair. Why would I listen to you? I don't know. I need to see proof that you are experienced in transforming your life to something positive or something. Or, you know what? You don't even have to be there yet, right? You don't even need to have everything in life yet. I just want to see, is there some form of transformation with you? But if I just pop up to a video and I see this guy saying, I am this, I am like, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I got to see some form of like transformation, some form of abundance. It could be respect, wealth, love, so forth, anything. So these affirmation videos, sitting down and letting it play in my headphones while I close my eyes is just like, nah, I'll pass. Just don't want some random person's monologue repeating inside of my head, because what about my internal monologue? You see where I'm going with this? What about me giving myself consistent positive affirmations? So I made an adjustment. Instead of listening to someone else give me affirmations every morning or telling me what to do or telling me how to think for myself every morning, it would drive me out and it bored me. So what I did was I opened up Obsidian, my note editor, right? And I made a new document and I wrote, quote, I am loved. Next line, I am patient. Next, I am efficient with my time. I am worthy of love. I am consistently optimizing my time to achieve success. And I kept going. Boom, bullet list, bam, 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 bam. Different affirmations. And then when I finished the document, I opened up my voice memo app on my phone and I just read the list, bullet by bullet. Then what I started to do was that every morning or every night before I go to sleep. I put on my AirPods, or if I'm in the car, actually. I'll do this if I'm going somewhere and I'm anxious. Like if I have to sell something or present something to a potential client, or I'm scared of meeting somebody or doing something, I'll play the voice memo and close my eyes. Or not while I'm driving, okay? Like I'll be zoning out while I'm driving, right? And the audio is just playing in the car. The audio is only like a minute and 45 seconds, okay? This isn't like some 30-minute audio of me saying stuff. But I'll play it a few times, right? And by the third time, I'm usually repeating my own affirmations I recorded in my head, even though the audio isn't playing anymore. Like sometimes I think about, and this has helped me with my patience as well, because sometimes I could get irritable and stuff. But one of the affirmations I put down is that I am patient, right? Well, now that I keep saying I am patient in my head, whenever something would irritate me or I would not be patient with a person or a situation, the amount of times I've heard I am patient in my head, I don't react the same anymore. I'm acting more patient about the situation because this is what I mean by the illusion. I genuinely made myself believe that I am patient. Even though I'm now becoming more patient because I'm really psychologically making myself believe this. So, and what makes me uncomfortable is that I don't even like the sound of my own voice. But that exact voice, I still recognize it being me in my internal monologue, my conscious voice in my head. So what happens is when I'm playing the audio and it's loud because it's like right in my ear, right? I put on my headphones or my AirPods, it's hard for me to think about other things because look, I only got one voice in my head, okay? I don't know about some of y'all. I only got one single consciousness in my head. So hearing my voice, that one conscious voice, constantly say, I am patient, I am loved, etc., it's overlapping my distracting thoughts. Sometimes I'm so worked up about something while I'm playing the audio, and the audio will just drown out the negative thoughts because it's just my voice talking louder than the voice in my head. So again, I do this every morning. I try to do it at night before I go to bed and whenever I feel like I'm losing focus or confidence in myself. And the past month or so, since I made this adjustment, and this is what I'm talking about. See, I could tell you the transformation that happened for me, okay? Since I started doing this past month, and I stayed consistent with it, I feel like now this is something I could lean into when I do need help. This is how I'm dealing with my anxiety. This is how I'm dealing with my sadness sometimes, my irritability, my lack of confidence. I'm in a much better headspace to navigate through situations that were difficult for me before. I think what happened is, in the past 30 days plus, it essentially rewired or put me through neuroplasticity, where I'm basically having a cognitive restructure to where I'm putting myself or situations into positive identity traits. That's a mouthful to say, but to simplify it, I replace negative thoughts with positive ones. My brain is starting to find it more efficient and overall better for the quality of my life, where I am thinking that I am worthy to do better or feel better. You know what I'm saying? I am worthy of it. I am worthy to be forgiven for my mistakes that I make. I make mistakes every single day, and they're stupid mistakes too. I'm worthy to be forgiven for. I'm worthy to not be hard on myself for being imperfect. Stuff happens, I am someone who is going to do great things in my life. And even though I don't have the attributes I am identifying myself with, it has reprogrammed me to understand that I got to catch up with what I'm stating, to genuinely, I'm starting to feel genuinely, these I am affirmations, I'm genuinely starting to feel it about myself. So now I'm starting to catch it. Now, Aku, Andre, whatever you want to call me, one of the affirmations is, I am abundant in my wealth. Since I started replaying that affirmation over and over again in that 2-minute long voice memo, and I keep hearing that, I am wealthy, I started working a lot more on my sales pitches or bringing in more income. And I'm going to tell you, I've been doing it for the past 30 days or so. I've made a lot of money last month. A lot of money last month. Could just be a coincidence, right? That I just started saying I am abundant with wealth, and then suddenly just reprogram me and set a battery in my back to do a lot more work on my business and a lot more work on my other endeavors to where I'll bring in a lot more money. It could just be a coincidence, right? I don't know. To me, I feel like it flipped a switch and put me on a grind for my priority system. So I'm telling you how it transformed and affected me. I can imagine this working in other ways too, because other affirmations I have seen it work so far, at least. And again, I'm personally seeing the results, and I'm excited to see how far I could push this. It's like the internal world that I'm creating, right, by these affirmations is becoming the external result. Hopefully this makes sense. I'm trying not to get too woo-woo about it, because I don't want to make this about like mysticism and anything like that, or like theological stuff. But I think this is psychology. You're reprogramming the psychological mind to feel like you deserve more, you deserve better. So you know what, you're gonna go out there and get that better. You're gonna go out there and make yourself happy doing it. Like, you care about, if like I'm worthy to be in a good health. Okay, well, if you start genuinely believing it through that illusion, you might start, you can start hitting the gym a little bit. You can start eating better. You can start taking care of you. It's like, this is what I mean. Anyway, I just wanted to share. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. I'm out.